The price of Bitcoin is getting a nice little bounce from yesterday's lows. However, is this pump sustainable? Are we going to see higher levels? This is what we are going to discuss in today's video update. We did talk about this breakout of this descending wedge. What we need to see, we need to start breaking above all of these resistance levels. We had VWAP, the daily open, the lower high resistance. Once we break out from that level, we could be looking for a back test going down to 60,600, 500, and then look for the price to rally and start claiming some lower highs. Now, this is exactly what is happening. We got the breakout finally here from the VWAP, the daily open. We did get that retracement and now getting that bounce, already claiming the first major lower high, which we are breaking out from, but not with too much volume. So could we actually maintain this level as support and continue to the upside to get to the top of the wedge, right? As a classic pattern, it is the target zone. Well, we need to understand a few of the levels and different scenarios regarding the waves, so make sure to stay tuned till the very end, guys. Remember that the World Series of Trading registration, it is active right now. Competition starts in 6 days. Make sure to register. There is a $10 million prize pool, and if you haven't got a Bybit account, make sure to register with the link down below because you get a $500 airdrop position so you can trade here for free with this money and keep the profits. Let's go right away and analyze this local situation, because on yesterday's live stream, we were just getting squeezed inside of this wedge. We were still downtrending. A first sign of strength to believe that we are actually going to pump and go to higher levels was just simply looking at the massive amount of resistance that we were having, the lower high resistance trend line, the local session VWAP getting the resistance as well. We had the daily open from yesterday exactly at this level. So we finally got the breakout, we retraced, and we got the bounce, and that is the only thing that we wanted to see to believe that we are going to go to higher levels, unless you did get into the swing failure pattern, right? Which was basically coming down to test the lows here. And this was your entry point with stop loss beneath the lows. And you did manage to ride this wave here to the upside. We made it very clear that if you did get into any long positions from this breakout, that your first target zone is this lower high. We are currently just sitting at that level, trying to break through from it. If we do maintain this as support and we do continue the local uptrend, well, we are possibly even going to go above this lower high from Wednesday at $62,350. Okay, so without a doubt, if you're in that long, I would consider taking some profits and being a little bit defensive. So let's go here to slightly higher timeframes and analyze what is going on. Okay, we're going to analyze some higher time frame levels, because if you want more exclusivity on lower time frames and possible scalping scenarios, then of course you want to join the Legends Trading community. That is the first link down below in the description if you want some more local intraday possible setups and updates. Higher time frame levels. What is very interesting that we mentioned on yesterday's live stream is the amount of levels that we have at $59,000 range. We got a beautiful higher low. This is just in case the price suddenly reverses at some point and starts coming back to test the lows from yesterday and gets another significant drop. And everybody will be like, oh, this is bearish. This bounce was not sustainable. There was no volume, and we just roll over. We're going to be ready and know an exact level where we could get that reaction. That level is this higher low here from the 18th of September. When we do take a look at this higher low, there is the equilibrium from last month, from the pump of September, from the lows to the highs. We got 50%, which is very close to that higher low. Matter of fact, we've got a monthly level as well at that zone. It was previous month open in September was at 58,954. So we're starting to get some confluence here where we have this higher low for that potential swing failure pattern or a reaction. But what is more interesting as well, when we want to add some more confluence, we zoom out and we take a look at the fixed volume profile from the price action that we formed throughout the last few months. And when we get the fixed volume profile here, we can see that we do have the point of control from the last 2 to 3 months exactly at $59,000 range. So there is a lot going on here at 59K. We got the higher low here from the 18th of September. We got a monthly level. We got the 50% Fibonacci from the rally of September. You got the point of control, the highest volume node from the last 2-3 months. So this level is definitely a big deal, and you want to put it in your trading book, okay, for the possible setup that we could have right there as we sweep the low. It could be a quick reaction on lower time frame. It could chop and start forming a double bottom. So you're just going to have to create a trading plan and be defensive. But that, without a doubt, is a high confluence zone where the price could get a bounce, the $59,000 range, give or take a few $100s up or down, okay? So have a trading plan and watch that level as we hit it. And if we do slice through it, then of course, you're not interested in longing a falling knife. We want to get a reaction at those levels to take that trading decision. So let's just focus a little bit on slightly lower time frames because we are moving to the upside. So we got the short-term sign of strength. We broke out from this descending wedgie structure. As we mentioned yesterday, if you want to get into some longs, look for the retracement. This would be a significant sign of strength for that reversal. That is, if you did not catch the wick here, the swing failure pattern, double bottom, you had an option here just to remain patient and say, look, we're going to break down or either up. If you break up, it looks like that the price could reverse. And we're already pumping just about $1,000 from that breakout and the retracement, as you can see here on the chart, right? So we got the breakout, we got the pullback, and we already hitting the first target zone, which is this lower high, which is kind of struggling because we're not pumping out with too much volume. We just got a slight spike in volume right now at the highs. Some longs trying to push the price to higher levels at this resistance. But overall, that was the scenario. Breakout, retrace, continue to the upside, first lower high hit. You could leave some open just in case the price does gain a bit of steam and actually comes all the way up here to this level. But most of profit should be taken here. This is a nice intraday setup, and the breakout happened, the retracement happened, and the pump happened. Breakout, retracement, and moving here to the upside. So what is next, right? This pump is not too convincing. It's very choppy. There's no big major impulsive moves. Could we see the price going to higher levels? Well, this level is going to be very interesting to see throughout the next coming hours. Today, we do have some important news. There is unemployment rate, okay, just in about 3.5 hours from now. Unemployment rate in the US, if it's higher than expected, probably we're going to see some volatility to the downside. If it is lower, that is actually going to be quite bullish. But remember, don't expect it, if it is lower, to be extremely bullish. There's a lot of manipulation. I rather to stay away from the news because you don't really know how the market makers are going to manipulate the price throughout the news. Levels of resistance, of course, we are hitting one right now. The breakout, yeah, we are breaking out from it. There's no big major rejection. A big rejection would be a slightly sign of weakness. There is something very interesting to see regarding the waves that we have formed throughout the last few days. Since last Friday, we got a nice movement down here, a lower high, then a next move down here, then up, down again. What is interesting is that we did claim the low. This was not the end of an impulsive wave here. Looking at elite wave theory, you had 5 waves down, but you created more lows, which is making the situation very disturbing. I need to believe that lower is very much possible, even though we're bouncing here or we're bouncing above 62,400 range. Just because I want to see an impulsive finish in 5 waves, not 7, 9, right? And create slightly lower lows. So this bounce with low volume, just, a little bit skeptical. Of course, yeah, we broke out from the wedge. The longs have been triggered. You could have got into a long position here at the double bottom SFP. I missed out on this. Also, this one right over here, this happened at 4 o'clock in the morning. I did not manage to jump into this long. I was sleeping, but overall realizing the intraday sign of strength to go to slightly higher levels. So yeah, without a doubt, longs are good as long as we start breaking resistance and maintain them as support. We could go to higher levels. What if the price does continue here to the upside? Of course, rejecting from this level very aggressively would be a sign of weakness because I do see this a possible ABC flat. just because maybe throughout this movement down, we formed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Completing a possible third wave. Taking a look at Friday's highs, we got 1, 2, we have 3 waves here, 5 waves inside of a possible third wave, and we are on the formation of a fourth wave to then get one more leg to the downside. And this movement here is very disturbing. Of course, it would be a very shallow pullback. I'm very much aware of that scenario, so I do think that higher is definitely possible, at least to claim this lower high. And what is interesting about this lower high right over here is where we have the 382 Fibonacci retracement from this entire drop. I like that zone, the $62,300. It's going to be very interesting if we do continue to the upside, how this level is going to react. Will we get an explosion out and just continue to go and hit $64,000? This is where we have the golden pocket and this lower high right over here. Or will we get a failed auction? This zone is going to be very interesting, how the price does react to it, because it definitely could turn out into a liquidity grab, swing failure pattern. You're hitting the top of the wedge, and then you're going to start rejecting very aggressively. So I will be paying attention very carefully to see what happens here. Are we breaking out very successfully and continuing to the upside? Or are we going to reject, see some signs of weakness, right? Just like we mentioned on a live stream 2 days ago, right? If we do break above this level, it could turn into a failed auction, ABC scenario, and then we're looking for the lows to be retested again. So very interesting lower high. Price could absolutely explode, or it could actually get that reaction, rejection. Then we know that would be a sign of weakness and the price could roll over. So we'll be paying attention to that level with the Legends trading community, of course, as always. Thank you very much. We'll be doing a live stream later on with the news event today, unemployment, just to check out that volatility and analyze some different scenarios, waves, confluence, what could the price do throughout the live stream. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.